Hey sis, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jasmine Antoine for those that are new. Today I'm in my church's nursery. My husband is in a church meeting right now, so we're hanging out here today. From the title of this video, you already know what this video is about. All right, let's get into it. So when my husband and I would get into let's call it a disagreement, I would tell him how he's offended me. I would tell him how he has hurt me. And of course, the hurt was unintentional. But after talking to him about how he's hurt me and how he's offended me, he would then tell me that I needed to take a look at my own heart. He was saying, you're calling me out on X, Y, and Z, but you need to look at your own heart. He would say, you're calling me out on this, but you have pride in your heart. You're getting offended off of this? That's prideful. And I would look at him and be like, nah, homie, nah, that's not pride. You were wrong. You were in the wrong. And then he would be like, Jasmine, no, like you have pride in your heart. You need to talk to God about that. So look, I did. I talked to God about it. I went and I talked to God about it. I prayed about it. I said, Lord, is this pride in my heart? Do I have pride in my heart? Is getting offended rooted in pride? I didn't hear God scream yes or no from heaven, but I did think about this. There was this cartoon that I used to watch as a kid, and I don't really remember what the cartoon was. I think it was Hey Arnold. I'm not sure, but I think it was. There was this scene in this cartoon where this little kid was getting bullied by a whole bunch of other people, or maybe it was just one person. But the kid was getting bullied by having things thrown on him, like food, a whole bunch of drinks and everything, and it was terrible. It was terrible. He was getting so much thrown on him, and he just sat there. And I remember one person in the cartoon went up to him and was like, aren't you gonna do something? Aren't you gonna say something? Aren't you gonna stand up for yourself? And the little kid just sat there all sad. He was sad, but he put his head down and he said, no, I have no pride. Man, when that cartoon scene came back to my mind, I thought about it for a while. I was like, man, so much was done to that little kid, but he didn't have a response because he said, I have no pride. There's no pride in me, so I'm not gonna respond back to all these offenses. There's no pride in me, so I'm not gonna stand up for myself. There's no pride in me, so I don't have a backlash. There's no pride in me, so I'm not about to go off on this person. You know, I really thought about it. I really pondered on about it for a while, and I was like, you know what, God? I feel like you're telling me that me being offended sometimes is rooted in pride. I was like, okay, I realize this now. Something got to change. I gotta change something. I can't have this pride in my heart. I think pride is an ugly sin to have within our hearts. And really, I'm talking about myself. When I look back on certain situations and I see pride rise up out of me, it's so ugly. It's not cute. Y'all, sometimes we're offended because of something that a person has done because of the pride that's in our hearts. Sometimes we're offended because we think that a person needs to treat us a certain way. Y'all, that's pride. It's pride, and we need to give it to God. Y'all, we can't have that mindset. People are going to mess up. And when they do mess up, sometimes it's not even about us. We get on the defense sometimes because we think that someone is coming for us. We think that they're out to get us, and they're not. Most times people are living their lives without intentions to hurt you. So when you're hurt about something, analyze, why are you feeling hurt? Why are you feeling offended? Do you honestly believe that they were intentionally trying to hurt you? Are people not allowed to make mistakes in your world? Or are you thinking of yourself too highly? The Bible tells us in Colossians 3:13 to make room for people's faults. And that literally means to make room for them. Find a place where you can put their faults. Find a place where you have made room for them to mess up. Having room, making room for people's faults is being prepared for people to mess up, because people are going to mess up. Having this is good because when someone does mess up, you're not gonna look at them crazy like, man, I have nowhere to put this. I have nowhere to put this. You messed up and I have nowhere to put this. I'm mad at you now. The Bible also tells us in Romans 12:3 to not think of ourselves more highly than we ought. In another version, it says, don't think you're better than you really are. We're no better than Sally Sue. We're no better than the girl who's promiscuous. We're no better than the girl who's showing all of her goodies off to the world. We're no better than the drunkard. We're no better than the addict. And we're no better than the atheist. We're all sinners. The only difference between us and them is that we're saved. We have Jesus living within us, and that gives us righteousness. And that means that we get to live with God forever. But we all fall short. So how do you handle someone who's hurt, insulted, or offended you? Humble yourself. Try your best to not lash out and pray for them. Realize that it's probably not about you at all, and it's more so about the fight that they're dealing with inwardly. Or they're probably not even dealing with the fight, and sis, you're probably just thinking too highly of yourself. Sis, we have to stay before Jesus to receive the type of humility that he had, which was a ton of hurts, insults, and offenses thrown his way, yet he did not go off. He didn't put people in their place. He obeyed God, went to that cross in love for his Father and for you. Let's be encouraged to follow the example that Jesus set. Let's strive, y'all. Let's obey God. Let's choose to do what will honor him and what will be loving towards others. I love y'all. Jesus loves you so much more. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it with another sis, bestie, cousin, or an auntie. I hope you all have a very blessed day and a super awesome week. Bye. Guys, I want to say one last thing. In no way was I saying that y'all should just allow somebody to like run over you. You know what I'm saying? Like that little analogy that I was giving earlier about that cartoon where where like food and drink and everything was just like just poured and thrown all over him. In no way was I saying that, you know, you should just be walked over. I do think that, you know, in some situations we do need to stand up for ourselves in a godly way, but a lot of times we just need to humble ourselves. All right, bye.